Hi, my name is Roger Schrader. This video is actually about how to apply for an SBA 7A loan, and really kind of gives you guidance on really what you should fill out and what's really important in the application process. So, one way to do it is you go into a bank and you say, hey, I want to apply for a 7A loan, and they give you a huge application, a whole bunch of other forms. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how you fill out these things, and it just gets very stressful, at least seeing the forms for the first time. So usually, if you know you're going to apply for an SBA 7A loan, at your bank or credit union, then this is a detailed guide. Most banks will have basically an application. These applications will be online at the bank's website. And following this is the best way to get a real jump on the SBA process. So anyway, most banks, like I said, will have an application for the SBA 7A loan. These applications will have some sort of checklist where they will list all the documents and forms that you will need on this application. Some forms you'll need, some you won't. But this checklist is just a list of items that have a box next to it, to check to show that you need to get that item or deliver these items when you send them your application. So anyway, the checklist is just a checklist. It's usually there to kind of remind you. If you had a loan officer go through it first, he might, go through your short business plan. But anyway, our business proposal, and I have video on that. So he might go through that and then be able to go ahead and mark the things he needs on this checklist and then send it to you. But if you just want to dive in, you can use my short business loan proposal business loan proposal, and you can look at that and see exactly what items you really need, and that'll help you to kind of check which items that you need on this checklist. The next item would be a proprietary application, and that would have all the general information they feel they need. This is mainly contact information, business name, contact information, structure of the business, ownership, a business tax ID number, project cost, and then they always have a signed credit information release form. So anyway, and that's pretty straightforward stuff. You could fill it out kind of in your sleep, so it's no big deal. But this is usually followed by SBA's personal financial statement, and this is Form 413, SBA Form 413, if you want to look it up on SBA's website. And it's a personal financial statement. It shows some general information, your assets, your liabilities, and then most of these things are lettered or numbered, and then they expound upon them in the second and third page, and then you sign the second or the third or fourth page. And then they have a bunch of laws and whatever gobbledygook information that comes with it. But anyway, the main things, once you get to the signature page, that's the last page. So anyway, that will be your personal financial statement. I do have a video on that too if you really want to, if you're worried about it and really want to go through it first. And it uses that form. So anyway, the next item would be a business debt schedule. Now, if you're an existing business, if you're already in business, then you probably maybe have some debt. The business debt schedule, it really just lists your debt. It lists what the original amount is, what the current present balance is, what the interest rate is, what your monthly payment is, what the the terms of it, whether it's current, and then maybe a few other things. But that's what that'll have, the business debt schedule. And then they will usually have the SBA Form 1919. And this is the SBA Borrower's Information Form. Now they do have another form which is their form, which is the 1920. The SBA Form 1920 is the bank's form to fill out. And I would really let them fill that out because that has a lot of information on, on the structure of the loan and that. And the bank's going to have to do that because they're the ones going to have to live with it. So, you can look at that form if you want, but I really wouldn't fill it out ahead of time and give it to the bank because they're going to say, heck with this, man, I'll put whatever I want on here. This is, because it is the bank's form to fill out on an SBA 7A loan. So anyway, the SBA Form 1919, it's the SBA's Borrower's Information Form. Some banks will also have the IRS Form 4506T, which is a request for your personal and or business transcript of tax returns. So basically, what this form does is, if it's filled out personally, it'll get your basically a transcript of your personal tax returns. If it's done for a business, it will get a transcript of your business tax returns, and it'll just show whether the information that you give the bank is the same information that you gave the U.S. government, the IRS. So anyway, you might want to keep that in mind too. And this is most of the information that the bank will want when you're applying for an SBA 7A loan. The last item that you will have to fill out is the SBA, or the last item the bank will have to fill out is the SBA 1020. And this is the bank's part of the SBA 7A loan. The actual name of it is the lender's application for loan guarantee for all 7A loan programs. And the banker is basically going to fill out the information, on the business loan. And this information is the type of guaranteed loan, lender information, small business applicant information, structure of the loan, use of proceeds, SBA information on eligibility, size analysis, and other information, to the SBA about this loan. The borrower really needs to concentrate on these items: the checklist, the bank loan application, the bank's loan application, whereas more of a proprietary loan application, it'll just basically be getting all out of contact information. It might go ahead and ask for like use of proceeds and things. The third one is the SBA's personal financial statement, and I would use the SBA's form. You can use a bank form, but SBA is getting more and more where they want you to use that SBA personal financial statement, and that's the form 413. So anyway, and then the business debt schedule, and then number 5 would be the SBA form 1919, and then number 6 would be the IRS form 4506C. The earlier one was the 4506T. Anyway, and the banks will fill out their SBA form 1920. Now, if you know you're going to get an SBA 7A loan, then before deciding on a bank, get these 4 items done. The SBA form 1919, and I actually have a copy here, and it's like, there's a lot of pages. It's like 13 pages. But basically the first page is like a purpose of the form, and then it tells you definitions. And then it gets into the borrower information form and talks about the legal name of your business, trade name, just business address, project address, amount of loan request, let's see, ownership of the applicant, ownership of the company, what that is. And then they have a bunch of questions, and all the questions are, if you have problems with any of these questions, I would go ahead and either ask the banker or ask somebody like me who can answer them for you. So anyway, they're not really hard questions, but sometimes people don't understand the actual verbiage, the actual meaning of the words. Sometimes SBA uses some words that are really only used in banking, so it does get a little confusing. So anyway, they do have a lot of questions, and then they have a more of a a thing that says you read the statements required by law and executive order. You'll comply with hazard insurance, lead-based paint, civil rights, no limitations. I hate to say blah blah blah, but blah blah blah. Acknowledgement that you've that the purchase to the extent feasible of American-made equipment and supplies. And then accurate certification. And it tells you can be fined and imprisoned if you lie on these forms, which I always think is great. So anyway, then you sign on that form and print your name. It does have another borrower information form where it asks you questions about your home address, your social security, your date of birth, place of birth, and this is more their 912 information. It used to be a Form 912. It used to have this same stuff on it. Blah, blah, blah. And then they've got some other more questions. And those are kind of based on basically, have you or any business you controlled ever filed for bankruptcy? Are you or any business you controlled presently involved in any legal action? And then it goes on for a number of things like that. And then you sign again for the that says that you've read this stuff and you understand most of it. And it's just kind of really a repeat of the other form. And then number 9 would be the bar information form. And you fill that out. And then it's got like 11, 12, and 13 are basically, a bunch of forms that have a bunch of the laws and things, federal laws and stuff like equal credit opportunity, environmental protection, occupational safety and health, just a lot of things like this. So anyway, just to give you a heads up that those are kind of federal laws, and you're getting a federal loan, so you should probably try to abide by those things. But anyway, it's a pretty easy form to fill out. There's a lot of questions, and I would, if you have any problems with those questions, I would make sure you understand the questions. And when they say, there's, fines and imprisonment if you fill this out wrong, it's not filling it out wrong. It's basically if you lie and cheat to try to get them to loan you money and falsify information. That's what basically that is. So anyway, that's the number one thing to get and fill out, and it's fairly simple, so it's not that big a deal. The SBA's personal financial statement is another form that you need to fill out, and that, like I said, it's either 3 or 4 pages, but the first part of it's like some information, your information, personal contact information, and then there's the assets on the left, liabilities on the right, and then those have either numbers or letters that go to the second page that expound upon some of those things like real estate or whatever stocks. And then they got the other page that's a signature page. And so anyway, the personal financial statement, and I do have a video on that if you have a problem filling that out. And then the company's annual, tax returns for the last 3 years, an interim financial statement from January till now. Now, if you're an existing company and you do have, you've been in business for a couple of years, then you probably have annual tax returns for the company. If the company, if they are on your personal statement, then you're probably going to give a copy of your current personal tax return, but I would go ahead and just give them the Schedule C, which is the P&L part that's attached to your tax return. I would just give them the Schedule C's of how many years, if it's that. If otherwise, it could be a partnership or it could be an LLC that's more of a corporation or whatever, and in that case you would have a separate tax return for that entity. And then the interim financial statement is just, you've got these year-end, usually year-end calendar year. You could have a year-end basis that's non-calendar year, but those are getting pretty rare. But anyway, you want to give it till the start of your year, and then how far it is. Let's say like right now it's July, then you would want to give one from January through July, and that would be your interim financial statement. Anyway, and then you'd want a debt schedule that matches the balance sheet of the interim financial statement. So, the debt schedule, you just want that debt to match the debt that you have on your balance sheet for your interim financial statement. So anyway, the bank you go through will have a proprietary loan application and a signed permission to pull your credit, and that's pretty normal. They are going to do that. So anyway, that's really it. I would concentrate on those 4 items. The form, SBA Form 1919, the SBA's personal financial statement, SBA Form 413, and then and make sure you have your company annual tax returns for the last 3 years, and then an interim financial statement for the year now before you get the end of the year, you know. And then the debt schedule that matches the balance sheet. And I think if you have those filled out, a lot of the other information that the bank asks for is going to be pretty easy. So anyway, I think this will give you a big jump on actually getting the SBA 7A loan. You know, either that or you can just walk in and they will direct you. They'll probably just direct you to the website and have you fill out their whole litany of applications anyway. But you know, this is a good start, and this will get you, you know, going. And you know, if you need any help, you can look at some of my other videos, or you could go ahead and you know, ask me a question, you know, on any of my videos. And as long as the question, it should come up on my let's take a break here for a second. It should come up, you know, as a question to my website or whatever. So anyway, that's about the end of the video, and I hope you got something out of it. I can do one that's really the 1919, you know, question for question, but I guarantee it would be a really, really boring thing. You know, just keep it as it is now. If you got any questions on the verbiage used or the way they phrase the question, just ask the banker, or you could ask me. So anyway, thank you very much. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you ring the bell notification if you to get future videos. And if you took away anything of value, I hope you hit the like button. And thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. My name is Roger Schleter, and I will see you in the next video.